Sup, mother truckers! God, that was that was even more lame than I thought it was gonna be, and I thought that was gonna be lame. But hey, I thought it was so clever. I was like, hey, I've been doing a lot of swearing in these vids, maybe too much swearing. What if I say truck instead of fuck? Clever. There's a couple of dickheads over there. Woo whoop! Hey, funny balls! You're having a good time doing fuck all. Looks like you're really working hard there, dickhole. Yeah. Oh shit! The joke was nearly. Boy, would there have been egg on my face if I'd hit that. Welcome back to Truck-a-Geddon, which is what I'm going to call my Saturday activities today. I'm just doing a shitload of trucking. If you'd watched my previous couple of vids, I'm not saying I expect you to have done that, but if you have done that, you'll know that I'm just playing a shitload of truck games today. I'm going to do other stuff too. I'm going to do my chores. I'm going to be, a good dude. But for now, truck vids. Let's look at our destinations. We're in Larne right now. It still tickles me that I'm playing a video game that even has the fucking word Larne in it. I'm not, that's not a slight. I guess it's a bit of a slight. I'm not saying Larne's like a shithole or anything, but it kind of typifies like a small Northern Irish town for me. And seeing any small Northern Irish town in a game is kind of funny. Like seeing somewhere in a game where I've been and I've seen the sewage plant or whatever. That's like I wasn't inspecting it or anything. I just I don't know what else there is really in Larne apart from the ferry terminus and the sewage plant. But yeah, we're going from Larne to Wick up here. John Wick, Feel Wick. John Wick, starring of course Keanu Reeves, one of my personal heroes. As I was getting the ferry. Yeah, Keanu. I mean, again, if you know me in real life, you'll know I love Keanu. So much so that I have made a Keanu Reeves themed bar in my shed. Oh, hang on, it's getting a bit dark here. Let's before we set up properly, let's get our lights on. We're driving a daft truck. Again, no GPS in this, which I find slightly irritating. So I'm going to have to use the in-game one because I'm not gonna fucking follow the road signs the entire way to Wick. I'll just get hopelessly lost. Really nice. It's 10 to 10 here, so it's sunset, and hey, it looks hella pretty. I was thinking when I was sort of like having a little glass of water there. I'm on the wrong fucking side of the road. Yeah, I was thinking when I was having a glass of water there, like I just stopped the previous vid like 5 minutes ago, so it's not like my previous vids. I've mostly done them and left like a day, maybe even a couple of days. Welcome to Scotland. Welcome to Scotland. It's getting worse accent. Yeah, I've usually left a bit of time between them. I can think of. It's not like, as you can imagine, these vids are not planned in any shape or form. But sometimes before I make them, I'll have a quick think about, like, oh shit, maybe I could talk about my mate Warren making his eating video tribute. That makes it sound weirder than it actually was. And I'm very happy with that. Or I could talk about McDonald's or the bird on the bus or my neighbours or whatever bullshit I've been talking about. I haven't thought of what I can talk about for this one. So hey, let's just see where it takes us. I imagine this will be a reasonable old drive. It certainly took quite a while. It took longer than I thought, driving from Aberdeen to Cairnryan before. I guess this journey's probably it's considerably longer. So hey, let's see where it takes us. Let me take you on an oral journey. That sounds like I'm gonna give you a fucking blowjob. This'll be. I'm gonna give your ears a blowy. That's just like. What way can I? There's no way. That is real pretty out there. He says, trying to change the subject. Hey, here's the willy tickler. Whoop, boom. Willy tickler. That did give me the slight sensation that, a willy tickler is that thing where you're driving over a hill in a car, makes your tummy go a bit wibbly. I don't call it that. Well, I do obviously now. I call it that. That's not like what I grew up calling it or something. That's my mate Telford. His mum calls it a willy tickler. Which is odd for a number of reasons. Because first of all, she doesn't have one. So what's she? Is she appropriating? Is she appropriating willies? I feel gross out willies. Rather say dicks. Is she appropriating dicks? Is she appropriating cocks? No, obviously not. I'm being stupid. I'm being facetious. So, but she's no frame of reference. Also, it doesn't make your dick feel weird. It makes your tummy feel weird. The tummy tickler. Is it possible that maybe Telford has got this wrong and his mum said tummy tickler and he fucking decided, dick tickler or whatever? I don't know. That would not surprise me. But hey, I'm friendly enough with his parents. I'm pretty sure. Well, I think they like me. I do think they like me, and Telford, my mate, he used to one of my very best friends in the whole world. I fucking love the guy. He won't watch these videos. I just know he won't. I really love the guy so much. We've been friends for ages. We've had all kinds of amazing adventures together and stuff. He's such a great guy. Not that I'd ever said to his face. He's a cool dude. So, alongside that, I have become very close to his parents and stuff over the years. I think they like me. When he lived in London for a while. Hello and welcome to Telford Talk. He lived in London for a while, and when he was doing that, the odd time, like his parents would have called in. I remember they popped in for like at their house a few times. They just happened to be nearby or whatever. They just had a cup of tea, a glass of wine or whatever. It was really fucking nice. I loved that. Yeah, I really enjoyed that a lot. And they've, as my parents have seen Telford full of booze, and so Telford's parents have seen me full of the belly full of booze, especially in my younger and slightly probably more silly days. I mean, it's life, isn't it? They've seen me full of booze. I think they still quite like me. I think they do. I hope they do. I like them an awful lot, and they're great people. But his dad has never quite forgiven me. There was one time, I don't know how this happened. I was like 19 or 20 or something. It was fucking years ago. I somehow broke their shower. I think I was messing around, mucking about in the bathroom. I don't know. Why would I be mucking around in the bathroom? I don't know what I was doing. What I think I might have been doing is filling up a hip flask with booze to bring somewhere. But I might be conflating two stories. I remember one time I was doing that in Telford's bathroom, and this is fucking gross. I was young and silly. I'd done a wee. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not even telling that story. If you really want to hear it, ask nicely. It might happen. But there was a different time. I was decking around the bathroom doing something or other, and I broke the shower door. I fell into it or something. It didn't smash everywhere. It just I bumped into it and it came off the rail a bit. I couldn't get it back on, and Telford says that he seems to think they had to get a fucking guy in to fix it. That seems unlikely. His dad's fairly handy. So is he. In fairness. I think if I tried to get it back on. No, I'm not saying I'm super handy, but I'm not unhandy in some senses. I think if in sobriety I had been given the chance to reattach the shower door the next day or whatever, which I probably should have offered to have done. Maybe I did offer to do it. I don't know. I like to think I probably did. I could have done it, but I couldn't do it at the time. I was pissed. I was obviously I was pissed. I fucking broke a shower. But Telford seems to think they got a guy in to fix it. That seems insane. I don't know. But this was years ago. I might even have been younger than 19. I might have even been, like 17 or 18. Maybe that's not true. Probably more likely like 1920, something like that. Broke the fucking shower. And his dad apparently keeps bringing it up, like recently. Weird. Yeah. he also tried to blame me for doing a shit on the floor, which, believe me, wasn't me. Apparently they found like a nugget of shit on the bathroom floor, but I think that was like, you know, like a very young family member or something had been visiting and was responsible for that. I don't think they actually think it was me, but you know, rest assured, I did break the shower. I absolutely did not leave a fucking nugget of shit on the floor or anywhere else except inside the toilet. You know, its rightful place. You don't mess around when it comes to shit. You just don't. Yeah, I don't like, you know, fuck around with shit. Yeah, good times. So how do we get on to the Telford Tales? You know, obviously we've been through some like, sorry, I'm looking for my water. Been through some scrapes together over the years. I have loads of funny stories about stuff that Telford's done, stuff that we've done together, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to get into it because, you know, it wouldn't be fair. Some of it is just really gross and silly and asinine. But he's a good dude, my dude. So, yeah, we've done Telford talk. What's next then on the agenda? Well, I'm trying to think what else I'm going to do today. I mentioned I've got to do my chores. I do have to get, like, you know, I've been letting it slide a bit. Like my other half, she made the house all lovely yesterday. I mentioned earlier that I had a few drinks last night and I came in and she made the house lovely. Well, I was just out gallivanting. Oh, like I wasn't late. I was only like 8 o'clock or something. You know, but still, I felt bad. So I'm gonna make the house nice today. Not that I fucking trashed it overnight or whatever, but you know, just a couple of chores that need done. So I'm doing some truck playing now. I'm gonna do my chores in a while. Make a few nice meals and stuff to have over the weekend and next week. But you know, I'm busy tomorrow. I got a lot of shit on today. I want to get some good chill out time done. Tell you what I want to do. I want to have a bath. Becoming house owners, we now have a bath. We never had a bath before. No, I tell a lie. We did in one place we lived in briefly. Fuck, the roof like fell in that place. It was a whole hoo-ha. Yeah, it was a weird place. But you know, the place we've lived for like the past bazillion years, we didn't have a bath in it. Now we got a bath, and I attend on I use it to its fullest. I love having baths. Got the immersion heater on right now, motherfuckers. Hey, no fucking shitty truck pun there. Mother truckers, I did it anyway. Got the immersion on. Gonna have a bath after this. Gonna read me some Batman. Don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a big Bat fan. Fuck, that's what's stinking too. Yeah, it's pretty stinking. So I'm gonna read some Batman. Right now, reading Batman Legacy. So basically, probably my favorite era of Batman is like your 90s Batman. Here, you know what? I'm getting a bit of a dry mouth. I mean, see, this video we might not be far into, but it's like the fucking 4th one I made in a row or something. You know, I'm kind of talking solidly, so it's hard not to get a bit of a dry mouth. That is nice. So yeah, reading Batman Legacy. 90s Batman, probably my favorite era. That's what I was going to chat about. So Batman, when he first came out, fairly different character. Like he used a gun and stuff, which modern day Batman in most iterations anyway, certainly the ones that are canon, you know, like that are kind of officially recognized as the official timeline, wouldn't use a gun. At least, you know, not like he would rarely use a gun in any shape or form. Like, you know, next never. Maybe we should get some petrol while we're in here, or diesel, really. Fill us up with that red diesel there, boys. Really overshot that. But the earlier Batman would have used a gun, killed dudes. Sorry, just fill up here. You know, killed dudes knowingly. I'm pretty sure, like, like if you look at some sort of timelines, like is it Earth 51 or whatever, um, I think Batman put a bunch of fucking bodies in the ground. Um, yeah, I'm not too familiar with that one, but I think that was kind of it was meant to have been after the Joker killed Jason Todd, who was one of the Robinses, which is a weird event in DC history. Anyway, that was sort of because of a public vote, which is very close, about whether Robin should live or die at the Joker's hands. The Joker beat him to death with a crowbar. Fairly savage, actually. And not even just for a Batman comic, for any kind of comic. It was pretty rough. Um, in Earth 51, I think Batman just as he goes kind of not boogaloo, but he goes a bit more Punisher-y, and he puts the Joker in the ground and he kills off a few other serious baddies. But certainly the main canon Batman wouldn't be at it. It's not his thing. There's a great panel. Can't remember what it's from. Is it Injustice, where like Alfred's got like a shotgun or whatever, and he's saying something like, you might be familiar with my master's take on things when it comes to lethal force. Rest assured, I don't subscribe to this. I was gonna call him Arnold. Alfred, he's a fucking badass. He's a bad dude. I fucking love him. I mean, bad dude in the kind of like 80s like exploitation movie type sense. He's a bad dude. Yeah. Bad meaning good. Oh, cool factory over there for smoke. So that's your early Batman. Then you got obviously your kind of your Silver Era Batman, where it's a little bit more silly and stuff, maybe more aligned with the slightly more aligned anyway with the TV show. And then you get your 80s grimdark Batman, like Batman Gothic and stuff. Isn't there one? There's definitely a Batman. It's not Batman Gothic. Oh shit, what's it called? There's definitely an 80s Batman one, which I don't think it's canon, where he kills a dude, but he's kind of drugged at the time, I think, oh, what the fuck was that one called? It was Grant Morrison, I think. Fuck it, you know what? I'm pulling over into the hard shoulder. I'm gonna have a look at the just the Batman section behind me, and it's gonna piss me off if I don't know where the hazards are in it. 2 seconds. So, what's it called? Look at all my Batman books here. Fuck is it? The Cult! Batman the Cult. It's not Morrison at all. It's Starlin. Oh, Bernie Wrightson, I think, does the art too. Of something fame. Yeah, it's a great story actually. It's kind of cool. This guy gonna let me in? Cheers. Oh, lame ass fucking horn. So yeah, you had your kind of grim, dark 80s Batman. 90s Batman, probably my favorite. Like, I kind of like the iterations that sort of have a bit of a hangover from the 80s. So like your Dog Munch Kelly Jones combo, where like it's the Batman. He's got like really sort of super absurdly tall pointy ears, and he's swishing around in his cape, and it's very sort of gothic feeling. There's some great panels where he's clutching a candle in the back cave and everything, and it's a weird sort of marriage of modern day Batman, but all these kind of gothic tropes. It's really cool. The storylines are great. A lot of the time there's a great one where it's kind of like he's in the bayou and he's kind of like paddling like a little standing up. What's the word? It's like a skiff. Is that a skiff? Like standing up, like paddling a little boat. Kind of like you would see a dude doing in Venice. So thirsty, but talking so much, and the hangover. I'm not being fair myself. I don't have a hangover at all. But I'm a little bit tired, maybe. I'm not even. I feel fucking great. So that's the Batman I like. It's just amazing. It's just so. I've got a soft spot. The older I get, the more I have a soft spot for stuff I kind of liked when I was 15, like The Crow. Just kind of really. Oh shit, I'm in the wrong lane. Really. Oh god, I love driving into that sunrise. 2 in the morning. Sunrise, surely. It's gotta be. We are pretty far north. Yeah, that kind of, really sort of flowery, over the top, gothic silliness. It's fucking great, isn't it? Shit, what I'd love to do tonight is watch The Crow. Oh my god. Hey, shit, fuck, well, here, my boy Stephen, I wonder if you might want to come over and watch The Crow later on? Hey, Stephen, I know you're probably not watching many of these vids. I know you've watched a few, though. I know Stephen thought it was funny when I watched a vid, where I was doing a Scottish voice. I was talking about truckers killing prosies. Which, I was just being a dick. Obviously, Stephen thought that was kind of funny that I'd said something like, there's just a few bad apples or something. I love it when people tell me, bits of like snippets of these videos they've enjoyed. I don't know. I mean, is that just like, backslapping? Hey, there's we saw that statue before. I still don't know what it is. I said before it's maybe like a titty mermaid. Is that a titty mermaid? It doesn't look awful. Not the biggest fan of public art, I must say. I used to do a lot of art reviews and stuff. I know I kind of stopped talking about the Batman stuff. I was gonna get into sort of, the order of where Batman Legacy falls between like Contagion and there's Contagion, which is like a plague type deal, and then there's Legacy, which leads into what's next? Cataclysm, the earthquake one, and No Man's Land. I was gonna get really balls deep in that. Probably it's like a gross turn of phrase. It's funny though, balls deep. But I'll not. Because if you have no interest at all, that's really fucking boring. I would end up talking about it for ages. So instead, what was next? The Crow. Oh shit. What was I talking about after that? Stephen coming around, maybe to watch The Crow. You like the? Yes, that's what it was. I like it. I love it. In fact, I love it. I love it. I love it when people say, "Hey, I thought X, Y, or Z was really funny." I make it sound like this is happening all the fucking time. Obviously, it's not. It's happened like maybe 2 or 3 people have said, "Fuck, I watched your video." Usually, it's like, "Fuck, I watched your video." Well, I didn't watch all of it, obviously, because obviously not. Although Bort, I think, watched them all, and I know he told his wife Penny, who subscribed to. I think that's fucking lovely. And I know Bort has been watching them all the way through. Oh, I fucking love that. It's so nice. But a couple of people that have said, "Listen, I didn't watch the way through, but I thought this was really funny." Whatever. I love people just tell me what bits they like. I know whether that is like a character flaw of mine or whatever. Obviously, it's nice to hear somebody saying, "Hey, you did a thing and I enjoyed it." But I really, really like it. It's like I run like a DM like a role-playing game. So it's oh shit, turn off. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons. For all intents and purposes, it's Dungeons and Dragons. I love role-playing games in general. I've run lots of D&D before. Played lots of D&D before, but our kind of our long-standing campaign, which is it's so good. It's one of my favorite things to do in the world. Like, it's just so nice. It's been going on for years now, 4 years maybe. I think our campaign is. And it's the system we use. It's called Dungeon Crawl Classics, DCC RPG. It's basically kind of early edition D&D turned up to 11 with some wonky magic rules and stuff. So magic's really super dangerous, especially to the caster, which I think is fucking great. You'd end up, like giving yourself horrible mutations or like sending the world to sleep for 100 years or millennium or whatever. It's fucking great. The combat's kind of a bit more gonzo and silly. Use all kinds of fun dice. Basically, it's everything. It's just gloriously 70s style, 70s style adventure. It's fucking lovely. It's everything I love about D&D in one tidy package. But role-playing games in general, what I was getting at is that I run a lot of role-playing games. One of my favorite things is when I love driving over bridges in this game. Is when afterwards people tell me what bits they like. So I'm always saying, "Hey, what bit was your favorite and stuff?" And it's not like a backslapping thing. I just want to know, and when I'm doing that, I want to know what works and what people think is funny. And it's the same with this. I kind of want to know if there's anything you want to hear more of or less of. Like, it's like, stop talking about your fucking lunch so much, you weirdo. You know, that's fine. It's the same with role-playing games. I just want everyone to have a good time. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sunrise. Jeez, took that a bit tight. That really is beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, it's the same kind of principle. Hey, Perth. There we go. So this, I think, is the route that Mark from Special Friends was hoping I would take. He was talking shit about the DAF that I was driving last time, so, you know, he might not like this either. To be fair, this one is a little bit shitty compared to the previous truck I was in. So hopefully, you know, hey, if you're watching this, man, I hope you get a kick out of it. Shit, I am fuck. Shit, that felt really dangerous. I thought for a second I was gonna shed my load. Honestly, like, obviously it's not funny. Like, traffic accidents are horrific and not remotely funny. But what is funny is the turn of phrase that's used. When, you know, like a news reader says, and a lorry has jackknifed on the M1 and has shed its load. I mean, in what fucking world is that not ridiculously funny? On the lorry, an M1 has keeled over and is spunking its load all over the road. There's major delays on the M2 when a lorry has spunked all over the road. A lorry has shot its wad. Tailbacks for as long as a mile with hundreds of cars dripping in this lorry's cum. Was that too far? Was that too far.com? Is saying too far.com? Too far.com? Fucking spunky lorries. Spunky lorries. That would be a very, very, very niche DVD. But lorry vids and farming vids, there's a huge market for those DVDs. I was looking at, like, I was in Newcastle, County Down, like a few months back, and I was looking at I was just in, like, a newsagent, but they were selling, like, huge. Hey, that looks amazing. We're really sort of this, I guess, this is kind of the lower area of the highlands we're approaching. Shit, was that my line in? That looked like it was a slightly strange sign. Jeez, my head's up a fucking hole. What were we talking about? The lorry, the commie lorries. Oh yeah, commie lorries. The better move over. The trucking bits. Huge. I was in Newcastle County Down, and there was a newsagent, a Newcastle newsagent. More water. And a huge wall of these farming beds and stuff, and they all have kind of funny titles. Like there's like behold the grass man was the one that I remember. There's like 6 volumes of these dudes, like with a combine harvester. I watched it actually. Well, this, you know, I'm laughing at this, but I was playing a lot of farming sim at the time, which I love. It's a great game. Jesus, quite blind on that. So I looked at the DVD of Behold the Grassman, and these fucking DVDs, like, they were like £17. They were the price like a brand new full mega release DVD would have been, you know, when DVDs first came out. You know, like, obviously in HMV, well, most people buy their DVDs on Amazon or whatever now, or Blu-rays, or whatever it is. But I imagine most people don't buy them. Most people probably just watch it online. They're cheap. But, you know, obviously, in the latter, this guy's going fucking slow. In the Twilight, well, I guess we're probably still in the Twilight. You shit! Oh, that was so close. That was risky. We're probably in the twilight years of the DVD as a format in general. But in the precursor to these years, I assume it's still the case. You know, you're getting like 3 for £10 deals, fucking left, right, and central. But before that, you know, I guess like a new DVD might have been like a tenner, maybe 12, and then you could have been paying like 20 quid for something a bit more left of the dial. I remember, I think I spent, if you're getting stuff that's, I'm not gonna fucking wank myself off talking about the movies I like, but I like some slightly offbeat stuff. That is so fucking pretty. I watch like a lot of Euro horror type stuff, like Giallo type stuff. Doesn't make me cool or whatever. It's just what I like, My point is, I'm not going to talk. Well, we can talk about Euro horror actually in general. But for something a bit left the dial, you may have paid like 16, 17 pounds. That was the kind of prices that now, like fucking right, like still now, these fucking Behold the Grassmen DVDs were selling for, which is insane. So there must be a huge market for it. And great, I'm glad people are snapping them up. Fucking fair play to the Grassmen. There was a very funny one, a funny looking one. It was just really inappropriate. It was just called something like Females of Farming or something. And it was just it was just women driving like farm vehicles, but it was presented in a fairly misogynist way that I thought was like not shocking. I wasn't shocked. I was shocked. I was so shocked by it. I wasn't fucking shocked. I just thought it was misguided. I would say that's probably fair. But yeah, Euro horror then. Used to be really big into. Well, I still am. I love horror movies. Become slightly jaded because just anything kind of posts. Like, I'm not saying this to be a fucking hipster, and I hate, the, like, forced nostalgia type shit. I guess that ties in with why I don't like, those kind of, like, breathy covers of, like, 80s bangers on adverts and stuff. It's just this kind of fucking nostalgia wank bullshit. I don't like that. But I at the same time, I don't really like. There are very few horror movies post 1995, or there's actually even very few post 1990 that I really love, and all the shit like all the Saw movies and everything, all that kind of bobbins. Basically, every horror movie on Netflix, it's kind of fucking wank, and that's not me being I like horror movies before they were cool. Horror movies have never really been cool. And it's fine for people to like them. So I'm not, I'm not trying to be a dick here. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to put anyone down. I'm not trying to be a hipster. It's not for me. What I do like is I love like Herschel Gordon Lewis movies. If you don't know him, you should check him out. H.G. Lewis, he sadly passed away fairly recently, a few years ago. The godfather of gore, basically. This guy is not like a Euro horror guy at all. This guy is like red-blooded American. Famous, infamous exploitation movie director, producer-director. Also, later became a fairly successful businessman and wrote lots of business books. Excuse me. Sorry. Very hard to keep talking this long. His probably most famous movie was his. Well, I think it was his directorial debut. I mean, there might have been some other bits and pieces before, but this is his first proper feature. It was Blood Feast. I mean, it's kind of a kitschy watch. It's not my favorite of his, I must say. It's the one people most often reference. And it's just really grisly stuff. There's lots of. I think it's quite like I can't even really remember the plot. I mean, it's really not about the plot. That looks pretty cool there, doesn't it? Hey, we're going over the suspension. Hey, look, we're on the way to Wick. Feel Wick. Yeah, so it's it's like a sort of an Egyptian dude. And I think he's trying to invoke some Egyptian deities or something. And he's a cannibal, and he's just fucking like cutting loads of girls up and eating them, basically. And it's really grisly and silly. Probably not his best one, but as a artifact, I think it's a cool thing. I have Blood Feast 2 on DVD. I still haven't watched it. Like I got it years ago. I haven't watched it. But he's got other great movies. Favorite one, probably Wizard of Gore, which is like it's got this magician. The plot is basically this magician, Montag the Magnificent. He's class. He's got like I don't know, like Montag is like what's that, German from Monday? So it kind of means nothing. I just like that he probably picked he went for the alliteration thing, and Sounds cool. When I played World of Warcraft, I called my character Montegroth. I think that was partly because of having my dog Monty, who, oh god, God rest his soul, fucking love him. Still, probably my best friend. Yeah, miss him every day. Partly because that, and partly because of Monty the Magnificent. So yes, this wizard Montegroth, really pretty here. He's a bad dude. He's doing these magic tricks, and these magic tricks involve him just cutting the fuck out of, like, chopping people. Again, you know, I was just giving off about the misogynist farming vids, but yeah, I realized that that's pretty water. Yay! Sometimes the water in this game has looked a bit shitty, but now these mods have really helped. Yeah, he's mostly cutting up like young women and stuff. There's not a sexual element to it, but you know, he chops up a few dudes. He does chop up a few dudes, but not many, comparatively. But that's part of the stage show. And it's grisly. You know, at one point, he's driving like fucking spikes through their heads. It's all, like, it's not like watching a Saw movie. It's all really silly, bright red gore and stuff, and you know, it's gross. It's proper gross out stuff. They call him the Godfather of gore, for fuck's sake. Oh, getting sleepy in game here. Might need to sleep somewhere. But actually, is this a rest spot? Maybe not the worst idea to pull in here for rest. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So yeah, he's as part of as part of the show, he's chopping everyone up as part of the trick. Can we rest? We can't. Take a sleep. And everyone's in bits, and then he magically puts them back together again. Oh, hey, we're done. Fully rested. Hopefully that hasn't kept us late for our delivery. Let's take a sip of water before we head on. Excuse me. But then, you know, everyone is returned back to their proper form. Quite hard to see out here. I think I'm okay. Tricky enough place to get out of. It's hard when I don't have the window behind me, like in the American trucks. So there, yeah, he chops everyone up, puts them back together, fucking Humpty Dumpty style, whatever. Or he couldn't get put back together. Good Batman still, Humpty Dumpty. Really good hidden Batman Living Hell. I digress. Then once people are put together, the stage show is finished. You know, days later, hours later, whatever, the people are magically chopped up again, even though Montag's nowhere near them. So, and he's got alibis the whole time. So he's a bad fucking dude. So he basically, like, you know, chopped people up twice. Once on stage, and then, you know, magically from a distance again. It's really good. You know, there's a bit where he's on like a trashy Jerry Springer style, like, TV show in the game, or in the movie. It's not quite like Jerry Springer. It's more like a chat show, like a morning time chat show, but slightly trashy. It's really cool. It's just fucking great. It's a class act. A lot of it is cleverer than I think it's even meant to be, if that makes sense. It's kind of it kind of taps into a lot of stuff that just, you know, a lot of culturally interesting stuff, like the trashy TV and everything. I mean, I'm not saying there's any sort of great meaning behind it or any kind of major subtext, but it's just like a really interesting slice of Americana, which is what a lot of his movies are. What's the one? 10,000 Maniacs? Where it's like a Deep South type thing as well. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's just rednecks, fucking hunting boys, wrecking them. You know, it's this sort of horrible town full of pricks, and they capture people who've been passing through, and they basically torture them. It's not like done in like a Cannibal Holocaust type way. I don't really like those kind of movies as much. Again, not a judgment thing. They're just not really for me. They're just kind of torture movies. These aren't really like that. You know, these are kind of funny, mostly unintentionally, and they're weird. That's the main thing. They're kind of trippy and hypnotic, and they're just brilliant. So I like those American horror movies. Fucking look at that! Look at that! That's got to be a real castle. There's got to be a name for that. I don't know what it is. Surely, that's fucking class. That is fucking class. But I'm also a big fan of the Euro horror type movies. I'll probably stop talking. I'm not going into too much depth about them. But you know, you're kind of your sort of gialli type movies where you've got kind of like like a mysterious leather gloved killer or whatever. The Italian ones, Italian style. These ones they are. I always like those because they're not like I know like gialli aren't exactly horror movies, but there's a bit of overlap, and there are definitely horror movies that are inspired by that. Like I know that Chio Fulci would have made giallo flicks and also horror movies. Fucking love that guy. God, he's amazing, Fulci. He's got some goth movies, but he was Don't Torture a Duckling, surely, wasn't he? I mean, that's like one of the quintessential giallo flicks. Um, but also did like Zombie Flesh Eaters, which was designed to be kind of like a sequel, an unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead, um, by George Romero. So that was cool. He's got the Beyond. That's an amazingly like again that's where kind of the two overlap for me. The Beyond is one which has that kind of trippy hypnotic style. I'm fucking watching a horror movie tonight. That's what I'm doing. Oh, I fucking hope Jen was up for that. I really want to watch horror movies. I'm so in the mood for it now. I wonder what to watch. Like Tenebrae, that's another good one. By fuck, what do you call him? I've just had a brain fart. Profondo Rosso, dude, all those kind of things. Dario Argento. Yeah, Tenebrae is another one. Like, Profondo Rosso and Tenebrae, they're kind of slightly more giallo type movies, kind of mystery killer type movies, and they're always really cool. They're always dripping in style, with like black trench coats and rubber gloves and stuff. Always fucking rubber gloves. That sounds perfect. Shit, I must have been speeding there. I'm getting too excited. Leather gloves, fucking rubber gloves. Do you know what I thought was funny? I mentioned role playing games earlier, and my mate Stephen, he like I mostly I mostly DM games, which basically, fuck, I gotta slow down. 2 speeding tickets. 50 miles an hour speed limit. Let's fucking trim it back a wee bit. Oh, that's why the fucking cops behind me busted me twice in a row. There we go. Well, you know what? I should have noticed. Yes, so I mostly DM role-playing games, which basically, I don't know if you know how Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that works. There's basically one guy who... There's like a bunch of players, assuming the roles of characters, and there's one dude, the DM, the Dungeon Master, or the GM, Games Master, or Keeper, or Storyteller, or Judge, or whatever term you want to use. They kind of play the role of everyone else, basically, and help sort of facilitate the story, which is cool. I'm usually the DM. Stephen, very kindly... Shit, is this us? Oh, fuck, that's us right there. Stephen very kindly... shit, I'm going to reverse here. For a birthday present to me. And he got me other birthday presents too. He got me a nice picture frame and like a champagne. It's a lovely picture frame. And a champagne like stopper thing. Not to stop me drinking champagne. Like a thing so you can put champagne in the fridge. But he also ran a game for us, which is great because I got to be a player. I really hope we can play the second part of it soon. Of Vampire the Masquerade, which also ties into my love of well, me and Stephen both love that sort of flowery gothic type shit. It was so much fun. But at one point in it, we kind of were in like our rather Zoe's character was in that's Stephen's lovely wife was in like an adult movie type shop trying to get like access to the top floor to look out the window to see if we could see any weird shit going on in the building beside it. And Stephen later told me that he was when you're DMing a game, sometimes you plan stuff, you can never plan everything. He told me that he was winging all this, which makes it even funnier. So he's listing off some of the porno titles. And one of them was like he's like, oh, there's a DVD there called Revenge of the Rubber Man Part 50. I thought that was really fucking funny. Why can't I get right on this? Yeah, I thought that was really funny. Revenge of the Rubber Man. It just made me think of that because of the rubber gloves there. So yeah, hell of a journey that. Let's see how we're looking. Probably not get an excellent rating, I think, because of the couple of accidents and parking tickets. Oh no, we got one. Maybe the parking tickets don't count. Hey, we didn't get any kind of damage bonus, so maybe it was such a low level of damage, it might have been okay. And the parking tickets, I guess, just come out of like my pocket or whatever. Well, I don't have a company in game. They must have come out of my pocket. So not bad. They got to 500-mile trip. Took a full 22 hours. I guess that's including like a sleep though. At the roadside there. Yeah, great. I'll head on. Hey, you know what? I might even do one more talking about after this. See, now I gotta tidy the house though if I want to watch my movies. I do have my bath to have. Hey, you know what? I'll decide in a minute. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Thanks for watching. If you watched. If you didn't watch, you're not hearing this. So yeah, thanks for watching. You guys are fucking great. Peace out.